Rich Dad Poor Dad. Book by Robert Kiyosaki. Detailed summary. Introduction. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a personal finance book that has sold millions of copies worldwide and has been translated into multiple languages. It tells the story of Robert Kiyosaki's two fathers, his biological father, whom he refers to as Poor Dad, and his best friend's father, whom he calls Rich Dad. Kiyosaki describes how his poor dad was a highly educated man, with a PhD and a good job as a government employee, but he struggled financially and was always in debt. On the other hand, his rich dad was a self-made millionaire who didn't have a college degree but was financially savvy and owned multiple businesses. Through his experiences with both fathers, Kiyosaki learned many valuable lessons about money and investing that he shares in the book. Some of the key themes and ideas include the importance of financial education. Kiyosaki argues that our education system doesn't teach us how to manage money and invest wisely, and that we need to take responsibility for our own financial education. The difference between assets and liabilities. Kiyosaki explains that an asset is something that puts money in our pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out of our pocket. He encourages readers to focus on acquiring assets that generate passive income, such as real estate or stocks. The power of passive income. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of building passive income streams that can provide a steady stream of income without requiring constant effort or time. He argues that passive income is the key to financial freedom. The value of taking calculated risks. Kiyosaki encourages readers to take calculated risks and step outside their comfort zones in order to achieve financial success. He argues that avoiding risk altogether is often more dangerous than taking calculated risks. The need for financial independence. Kiyosaki stresses the importance of becoming financially independent and not relying on a job or a single source of income. He encourages readers to develop multiple streams of income and to focus on building wealth rather than just earning a paycheck. Overall, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a book that challenges conventional wisdom about money and investing and provides readers with practical advice on how to achieve financial success. Chapter 1. Lesson 1. The Rich Don't Work for Money. In this chapter, Kiyosaki starts by sharing the story of his childhood and how he had two father figures, his actual father, who he calls Poor Dad, and his friend's father, who he refers to as Rich Dad. Kiyosaki explains that both men had different attitudes toward money and financial success, and that he learned valuable lessons from both of them. Kiyosaki then introduces the concept of the rat race, which he defines as a vicious cycle of working hard, paying bills, and getting deeper into debt. He argues that most people are trapped in the rat race because they work for money instead of making money work for them. In other words, they trade their time and effort for a paycheck, and they have to keep working to keep earning money. On the other hand, Kiyosaki explains that the rich don't work for money. Instead, they make money work for them by building assets that generate passive income. He defines an asset as something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Kiyosaki argues that most people are focused on acquiring liabilities, such as cars, houses, and consumer goods, instead of building assets. Kiyosaki then shares the story of how he and his best friend, Mike, started their own business as kids. They noticed that their classmates were willing to pay them for their services, so they started a fake company and charged their friends for advice on how to become rich. Kiyosaki explains that this experience taught him the value of entrepreneurship and how to make money work for him. Next, Kiyosaki introduces the concept of financial literacy, which he defines as the ability to read and understand financial statements. He argues that most people lack financial literacy and don't understand the difference between assets and liabilities, which is why they struggle to build wealth. Kiyosaki encourages readers to educate themselves about money and investing and to focus on acquiring assets that generate passive income. Finally, Kiyosaki concludes the chapter by summarizing the key lessons he learned from his rich dad, including 1. Don't work for money, make money work for you. 2. Focus on acquiring assets, not liabilities. 3. Invest in education and financial literacy. 4. Take calculated risks and learn from failure. Overall, Chapter 1 of Rich Dad Poor Dad introduces readers to the concept of financial literacy and the importance of building assets that generate passive income. Kiyosaki challenges readers to think differently about money and work, and to start making money work for them instead of the other way around. Chapter 2 Lesson 2, Why Teach Financial Literacy? In this chapter, Kiyosaki starts by arguing that the education system is failing when it comes to teaching financial literacy. He believes that schools focus too much on teaching students how to work for money, rather than teaching them how to make money work for them. Kiyosaki believes that parents and teachers should take responsibility for teaching kids about money and financial literacy. Kiyosaki then explains that there are three main reasons why financial literacy is important. 1. Money is an important part of our lives. Kiyosaki argues that money is an essential part of our lives and that we need to understand how to manage it properly. He believes that people who are financially literate are more likely to be successful in life. 2. The importance of entrepreneurship. Kiyosaki argues that financial literacy is essential for entrepreneurs. He believes that entrepreneurs need to understand how to manage their finances in order to be successful. He also argues that entrepreneurs are the driving force behind economic growth and that we need more of them in order to create jobs and stimulate the economy. 3. The importance of giving back. Kiyosaki believes that people who are financially literate are more likely to be generous and give back to their communities. He argues that if more people were financially literate, we could create a more prosperous and equitable society. Next, Kiyosaki discusses the importance of taking risks in order to achieve financial success. He argues that people who are afraid to take risks are unlikely to become wealthy. Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of learning from failure and using it as a stepping stone to success. Kiyosaki then shares the story of his first job, which was working for his rich dad's company. He explains that rich dad taught him how to be an entrepreneur and how to make money work for him. Kiyosaki also describes how he and his wife started their own business, which eventually became a successful education company. Finally, Kiyosaki concludes the chapter by emphasizing the importance of financial education and encouraging readers to take responsibility for their own financial futures. He argues that financial literacy is essential for success in life, and that parents and teachers need to do a better job of teaching kids about money. Overall, Chapter 2 of Rich Dad Poor Dad focuses on the importance of financial literacy and why it's essential for success in life. Kiyosaki argues that the education system is failing when it comes to teaching financial literacy, and that parents and teachers need to take responsibility for teaching kids about money. He also emphasizes the importance of entrepreneurship, taking risks, and learning from failure in order to achieve financial success. Chapter 3 Lesson 3, Mind Your Own Business. Kiyosaki begins by explaining that there are two types of income, earned income and passive income. Earned income is the money you make from working a job, while passive income is the money you make from investments and other sources that don't require active work. Kiyosaki argues that in order to achieve financial independence, you need to focus on creating passive income streams. Kiyosaki then introduces the concept of minding your own business. He explains that most people focus on their jobs and earning a paycheck, but that in order to achieve financial independence, you need to focus on owning and operating your own business. Kiyosaki argues that owning a business gives you more control over your financial future and allows you to create passive income streams. Kiyosaki then shares the story of how he and his wife started their own business, an education company that eventually became very successful. He explains that owning a business allowed them to create passive income streams and achieve financial independence. Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of financial education when it comes to owning a business. He argues that you need to understand the financial aspects of your business in order to be successful, and that financial literacy is essential for entrepreneurs. Next, Kiyosaki introduces the concept of the cash flow pattern, which he describes as the cycle of money flowing in and out of your life. He explains that most people focus on the income side of the cash flow pattern, but that in order to achieve financial independence, you need to focus on the expense side as well. Kiyosaki argues that by reducing your expenses, you can create more passive income and achieve financial independence more quickly. Kiyosaki concludes the chapter by emphasizing the importance of taking action and starting your own business. He argues that you need to be willing to take risks and make mistakes in order to achieve financial success, and that owning a business is one of the best ways to create passive income streams and achieve financial independence. Overall, Chapter 3 of Rich Dad Poor Dad focuses on the importance of owning and operating your own business in order to achieve financial independence. Kiyosaki argues that by creating passive income streams, reducing expenses, and focusing on financial education, you can achieve financial independence and take control of your financial future. Chapter 4 Lesson 4, The History of Taxes and the Power of Corporations. Kiyosaki begins by explaining the difference between earned income and passive income. He argues that passive income is essential for achieving financial independence, and that the tax system is designed to favor those who have passive income. Kiyosaki then explores the history of taxes, tracing their origins back to ancient civilizations such as Greece and Rome. He explains how taxes have been used throughout history to fund wars and other government initiatives, and how the tax system has evolved over time. Kiyosaki also discusses the role of corporations in the modern tax system. He argues that corporations have a lot of power and influence when it comes to taxes, and that they are able to use loopholes and other strategies to minimize their tax burden. Kiyosaki explains that one of the main strategies corporations use to minimize their taxes is through the use of deductions and write-offs. He argues that while these strategies are legal, they often benefit the wealthy and corporations more than the middle class. Kiyosaki also explores the concept of the tax bracket, which he describes as the range of income levels that are subject to a certain tax rate. He explains that the tax bracket system can be confusing and often results in the middle class paying a higher percentage of their income in taxes than the wealthy. Kiyosaki concludes the chapter by emphasizing the importance of financial education when it comes to taxes. He argues that by understanding the tax system and how it works, you can minimize your tax burden and maximize your passive income streams. Overall, Chapter 4 of Rich Dad Poor Dad explores the history of taxes and how corporations use the tax system to their advantage. Kiyosaki argues that understanding the tax system is essential for achieving financial independence, and that financial education is key to minimizing your tax burden and maximizing your passive income streams. Chapter 5 Lesson 5, The Rich Invent Money. Kiyosaki begins the chapter by explaining that the rich create their wealth by thinking outside the box and looking for new opportunities to make money. He argues that financial intelligence is essential for creating wealth, and that it involves both technical skills and creativity. Kiyosaki then discusses the importance of taking risks and learning from failure. He explains that failure is an essential part of the learning process, and that it can help people develop resilience and perseverance. Next, Kiyosaki explores the concept of leverage, which he describes as the use of other people's money or resources to create wealth. He explains that leverage can be used in a variety of ways, such as borrowing money to invest in real estate or using other people's expertise to start a business. Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of financial education and how it can help people develop the skills they need to create wealth. He argues that traditional education often fails to teach important financial concepts, such as how to manage debt, invest wisely, and minimize taxes. The chapter also discusses the importance of taking control of one's financial future and not relying solely on a job or a paycheck. Kiyosaki argues that people who work for others are at a disadvantage when it comes to creating wealth, and that they should focus on developing their own businesses or investing in assets that generate passive income. Kiyosaki concludes the chapter by emphasizing the importance of taking action and not being afraid to take risks. He argues that the best way to learn about entrepreneurship and investing is to actually do it, and that success often comes from taking calculated risks and learning from failure. Overall, Chapter 5 of Rich Dad Poor Dad explores the importance of financial intelligence and how it can help people create wealth through entrepreneurship and investing. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of taking risks, learning from failure, and developing the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed in the world of business and investing. Chapter 6 Lesson 6, Work to Learn, Don't Work for Money. Chapter 6 of Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is titled Lesson 6, Work to Learn, Don't Work for Money. In this chapter, Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of education and the role it plays in building wealth. Kiyosaki begins by discussing the traditional path of going to school, getting a job, and working hard to make money. He argues that this approach is flawed because it focuses on earning money rather than learning skills that can help create wealth. Instead, Kiyosaki suggests that people should focus on learning skills and acquiring knowledge that can be used to create value and generate income. He argues that this approach requires a different mindset and a willingness to take risks and learn from failure. Kiyosaki also discusses the importance of mentorship and finding people who can teach valuable skills and provide guidance. He argues that having a mentor can help people avoid mistakes and learn important lessons more quickly. The chapter also explores the concept of specialization and how it can limit opportunities for learning and growth. Kiyosaki suggests that people should be open to learning new skills and should avoid getting stuck in a narrow field of expertise. Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of financial education and understanding how money works. He suggests that people should learn how to manage debt, invest wisely, and minimize taxes, as these skills can help create wealth over time. Finally, Kiyosaki encourages readers to take action and start learning new skills and acquiring knowledge that can be used to create value and generate income. He argues that taking risks and embracing failure is essential for building wealth and achieving financial freedom. In summary, Chapter 6 of Rich Dad Poor Dad emphasizes the importance of education and the role it plays in building wealth. Kiyosaki encourages readers to focus on learning skills and acquiring knowledge that can be used to create value and generate income, and to be open to mentorship and new opportunities for learning and growth. He also emphasizes the importance of financial education and taking action to achieve financial freedom. Chapter 7 Overcoming Obstacles. Chapter 7 of Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is titled Overcoming Obstacles. In this chapter, Kiyosaki discusses the importance of overcoming obstacles in order to achieve financial freedom and success. Kiyosaki begins the chapter by sharing his own personal story of facing financial struggles and setbacks early in his career. He emphasizes that overcoming obstacles is an essential part of achieving success and building wealth. The chapter then explores some of the common obstacles that people face when trying to achieve financial freedom. These obstacles include fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and ignorance. Kiyosaki suggests that in order to overcome these obstacles, people need to develop a positive mindset and a willingness to take risks and learn from failure. He emphasizes the importance of taking action and not allowing fear or other obstacles to hold people back. Kiyosaki also discusses the importance of perseverance and resilience in overcoming obstacles. He suggests that people need to be willing to work hard and persist even in the face of adversity. The chapter also explores the role that emotions can play in overcoming obstacles. Kiyosaki suggests that people need to learn to manage their emotions and stay focused on their goals, even when facing challenges or setbacks. Finally, Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of seeking out help and support when facing obstacles. He suggests that people should surround themselves with positive, supportive people who can provide guidance and encouragement. In summary, Chapter 7 of Rich Dad Poor Dad emphasizes the importance of overcoming obstacles in order to achieve financial freedom and success. Kiyosaki suggests that people need to develop a positive mindset, take action, and be willing to learn from failure. He also emphasizes the importance of perseverance, resilience, and seeking out help and support when facing challenges or setbacks. Chapter 8 Getting Started. Chapter 8 of Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is titled Getting Started. In this chapter, Kiyosaki provides practical advice for people who want to begin their journey towards financial freedom and wealth. The chapter begins by emphasizing the importance of taking action and getting started. Kiyosaki notes that many people never take action on their financial goals, either because they are afraid or because they do not know where to start. Kiyosaki suggests that people start by setting clear financial goals and developing a plan to achieve them. He emphasizes the importance of creating a budget, reducing expenses, and investing in assets that generate income. The chapter also explores some of the common mistakes that people make when trying to achieve financial freedom. These mistakes include overspending, accumulating debt, and investing in assets that do not generate income. Kiyosaki suggests that people need to educate themselves about personal finance and investing in order to avoid these mistakes. He recommends reading books and attending seminars on personal finance, and suggests that people seek out mentors who can provide guidance and advice. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of taking calculated risks and being willing to learn from failure. Kiyosaki suggests that people need to be willing to try new things and take risks in order to achieve financial success. Finally, Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for one's own financial future. He notes that many people blame external factors for their financial struggles, such as the economy or their job. However, he suggests that people need to take ownership of their financial situation and take action to improve it. In summary, Chapter 8 of Rich Dad Poor Dad provides practical advice for people who want to begin their journey towards financial freedom and wealth. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of taking action, setting clear financial goals, and educating oneself about personal finance and investing. He also emphasizes the importance of taking calculated risks, being willing to learn from failure, and taking responsibility for one's own financial future. Chapter 9. Still want more? Here are some to-dos. Chapter 9 of Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is titled Still Want More? Here are some to-dos. In this chapter, Kiyosaki provides additional tips and advice for people who are serious about achieving financial freedom and wealth. The chapter begins by emphasizing the importance of taking action and implementing the lessons learned throughout the book. Kiyosaki notes that knowledge without action is meaningless, and that people need to be willing to take risks and make mistakes in order to achieve success. Kiyosaki then provides a list of to-dos that people can use as a guide for achieving financial freedom. These include 1. Keep learning. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of continuing to learn about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. He suggests that people read books, attend seminars, and seek out mentors who can provide guidance and advice. 2. Start small. Kiyosaki suggests that people start by investing in small assets that generate income, such as rental properties or small businesses. He notes that these investments can provide a source of passive income that can be used to fund larger investments over time. 3. Control your expenses. Kiyosaki recommends that people take control of their expenses by creating a budget and reducing unnecessary expenses. He notes that reducing expenses can free up money that can be used to invest in assets that generate income. 4. Take calculated risks. Kiyosaki suggests that people need to be willing to take risks in order to achieve financial success. However, he emphasizes the importance of taking calculated risks and minimizing the potential downside. 5. Network and collaborate. Kiyosaki recommends that people network and collaborate with other like-minded individuals who are also interested in achieving financial freedom. He notes that collaboration can provide opportunities for joint ventures and shared resources. 6. Be creative. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of creativity and innovation in achieving financial success. He suggests that people need to think outside the box and be willing to try new things in order to succeed. 7. Give back. Kiyosaki notes that giving back to others can be a powerful way to achieve financial success. He suggests that people should strive to make a positive impact on the world and give back to their community. In summary, Chapter 9 of Rich Dad Poor Dad provides additional tips and advice for people who are serious about achieving financial freedom and wealth. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of taking action, continuing to learn, controlling expenses, taking calculated risks, networking and collaborating, being creative, and giving back. These tips can serve as a guide for those who are committed to achieving financial success.